Major General Alexander Prokopchuk, who heads Russia's National Interpol Bureau, is widely seen as the favourite to be elected president of the organisation. Critics say in recent years Russia has abused Interpol's so-called red notice system of international arrest warrants to pursue its political enemies. Among those targeted are Mikhail Khodorkovsky, an exiled Russian businessman, and Bill Browder, the subject of 6 red notice requests by Russia, all of them thrown out by Interpol.
This is a perfect way for Putin to basically breathe the fear of God into all of his enemies, so that they know that they can't even escape Russia if one of his guys is at the head of Interpol. The Interpol Constitution has very specific rules which forbid countries who are serial abusers from using the system. We intend to begin a legal process to have Russia suspended from their use of Interpol.
As head of an investment fund in Russia, Browder uncovered a $230 million tax fraud allegedly carried out by senior Russian officials. Browder's investigating lawyer, Sergei Magnitsky, was arrested and beaten to death in police custody in 2009. Russian courts later convicted Magnitsky posthumously and Browder in absentia of stealing the money, a charge he denies. This week, Russian prosecutors opened a new investigation, claiming Browder was involved in Magnitsky's death and pledging to request another arrest warrant.
This hypothesis is highly likely to be true because Magnitsky was one of the closest accomplices of Browder in the crimes committed earlier.
Browder says the false accusation underscores the need to stop Russia abusing Interpol. He was instrumental in campaigning for the United States to adopt the Magnitsky Act, which enables the withholding of visas and asset freezing of human rights offenders. Several Russians have been sanctioned under the act, and Browder says President Putin is rattled.
He wants to stop me from advocating for Magnitsky Acts around the world.
Britain and Canada have adopted similar legislation, while European Union officials discussed an EU-wide Magnitsky-style act Tuesday. A bipartisan group of US senators has written to Interpol to warn against the appointment of Prokopchuk, describing it as akin to putting a fox in charge of a henhouse. Ukraine and Lithuania have threatened to quit the organisation if Prokopchuk is appointed. Interpol told VOA that the president is democratically elected by its members, adding that the role does not involve the day-to-day running of the organisation. Interpol did not respond to accusations of abuse of the red notice system by the Kremlin. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.